Hey Tool Nuts, I'm Doug with toolnut.com. Today we're going to be going over the new 12-inch Milwaukee dual bevel fuel 1-key miter saw. Slide? 2. Did I say slide? It's a lot of words. Big intro. So, red lithium motor. It's brushless. That'll greatly increase your runtime with this. As always, we'll start the way this is sold. So right now it's being sold two ways. You can get it as a bare tool, meaning you'll get the saw, the blade, hold down clamp, dust bag, no battery, no charger. The other way to buy this is as the kit, which you'll get the saw, the blade, hold down, dust bag. You get the REDLITHIUM 12 amp M18 battery, and you're going to get the dual M18 M12 rapid charger with that also. All right, two ways to buy it. So we'll go through some specs. Most of the specs are going to be on the website, so I'm not going to run through everything. We'll just hit the key points. The biggest thing to show on this is functionality and all the different knobs, switches, how everything works, where it's located, because those are always the biggest questions we get from brand to brand on different tools. All right, so generates 15 amp corded power in a cordless tool. This is also 15% lighter than the competitors. That was the biggest thing I noticed when I took it out of the box, how light this was. This comes in at 47.6 pounds. Up to 330 cuts per charge. That's with the 12 amp hour battery. That's where these numbers came from, and that's on 3¼ inch baseboard with the 12 amp hour battery. Up to 330 cuts. Shadow line LED, we'll show that in a minute once we put the battery on there. Integrated carry handles, 6 3/4 vertical cutting capacity in the back. So it's up to 6 3/4 inches, 2 by 14 inch horizontal, so 2 inches thick, 14 inches. And then 7½ inch of nested crown capacity. Nested means this way, so 7½ inches. 6 3/4 vertical. All right, that's it. Now we're going to go through the rest of this. So first thing, out of box, batteries off. I want to show this. This is very common with miter saws. So you can see, we already have this open. I like the fact that that is out of the way. This is also already exposed. Wrench storage is back here. There's a rubber grommet. This is the wrench that comes with it. So opposite direction to mount this. Like that. Stabilizer is off. So biggest thing that we see over the years. This is a reducing ring. All right, so this goes from 1 inch to 5/8. The most common thing we see when people come in to buy new blades, we give them a 12-inch, 1-inch arbor. This is with other brands also. It's not just Milwaukee. Everyone does this on their 12-inch saws. This goes in here. A lot of times, either the person takes it off or one of the helpers takes it off. Guys on the crew takes it off, throws the blade out. Come to grab a blade, give them a 12-inch, 1-inch arbor. They come back, wrong blade. It's because they threw this stabilizer or ring out. So when you're taking this off, whether it's this or most other 12-inch saws on the market, make sure that's on there. Opposite with that. And then here, I'll show here. This is where the arbor lock is. So you're going to push and hold that in. And tighten it up. Don't have to go too crazy. All right. Always make sure blade is mounted in the right direction also. It's usually an arrow on the blade. There's always an arrow either on the machine. In this case, Milwaukee's putting it on their blade guard here. All right, and blade always goes down. Blade is spinning this way. All right. It is geared. That's what that noise is. It is supposed to make that noise. Take our wrench, put it back in the grommet storage. Again, is located right here. So that's the biggest thing with the blade. and safety guard is back down. All right, so we already showed you out of box. That's all we had to do. Put the blade on the unit. Put these built-in side handles. Just a couple of screws there. One on this side, one on this side. Again, we used our wrench that came with it. This does come with a hold down. Hold down. There's a certain way to put this on. Let's see if we can get a good shot of this. So to get this locked in, you got to come all the way back like this, and then it comes out. Put it in, twist it, won't come out. If you just do this, put it in there, it's not locking in. Back, this has to be all the way in. Now you're locked in. This can come back out. Knob is the same on both sides for locking in your fence. There, put your material under it, and you can tighten it here. This is also adjustable as a quick, and then you can fine adjust it here on your hold down. All right, so that's how that works. We'll go through here now on the miter. So here you can see it goes from 60 to 50. 60, 50, you have all these different detents. They did put the most important ones there. You got 45 locks in, 31.6, 22.5, 15, 0, and then so on and so forth. Now there is also here an override. That's what this is for. If you pull this up here and then push that down, it locks it, and then it just kind of moves freely for you. Take it back out, can just push this up, sets it back. To lock in, so that you can see I dropped into the detent there. So I'm locked, but now I'm really locked in on that. All right, so again, to move it, push this up, and then you want to go to a detent. If you want to go in between where there isn't a detent, then you definitely want to use that, and it's not going to move. All right, it's that. Curve plate, it's already in. This is shipping with a 60 tooth blade. It's a good middle of the road tooth. 60 and 80 tooth blades are the most common on the market when it comes to finish. More teeth, the cleaner the cut. 100 also is common. Cutting 2x material, just ripping, you know, for framing, whatnot. You don't have to go with as many teeth. But that's what Milwaukee's shipping with, is a 60 tooth at this time. So this is always different location on different brands of saws. That's your lock for your head there. Horizontal handle, which I don't know, I just prefer a horizontal handle. I think most people do now. That's what most brands are doing. You can see the slide on this is really nice and smooth. The lock for that is right here during transport, or if you're just going to use it as a chop, you can lock this here and bring the head down into your material. So to get the full cut, the 6 3/4, when you have your vertically positioned material there, you want this saw all the way back, because this is where you're going to be getting all of your cutting. Height is here. You can see it goes a lot higher than where the arbor nut is there. So that's how you're going to achieve that up to 6 3/4 inch vertical cut. And obviously you always want to have your fence close into the material where it allows. When you're going to bevel, a lot of times that's when they have to get moved out, or else the saw will hit that and you won't be able to go bevel any further. All right, so we'll move that back out of the way there for a second here. And, that's right. So for repetitive cuts, or if you want to do a dado, let's show this here, this switch here. So I already kind of adjusted it. So out of the way, I can fully plunge down. Let's say maybe you want to do a different depth of cut, or maybe dado out something. You flip this down, and then this is adjustable. I've already set it to that. You know, let's say, I don't know, maybe that's a 3/4 inch depth there. If I'm going into the material, you want to dado something out, or keep going back and forth with the head. If you want to change that and adjust it, loosen this, That's your lock. Once you figure out what height you want, and if you watch here, as I turn that, I can set the height of my blade. Once you get it where you want it, then you can set this back and lock it in so it doesn't move on you. And then again, come over, you need to make a full cut. You're just flipping that switch out, and then you're fully plunging back to where you want, back and forth. So that's what that's there for. Dust bag, like I said, it comes with it. But if you want dust hookup here, I did already test this. This is going to work with 27mm hose. Is always the biggest question we get. 27 there. 36 will go on the outside, and then I believe this is for standard shop vac hoses. We'll go to that 2-inch or 2 1/4 inch shop vac hoses. So you got 3 different sizes if you'd like, or you can just put the dust bag on it. We'll make a cut here in a minute, but we just again wanted to go through what all these different knobs and settings are for and how they're used. That's always the biggest questions. How do I do this? How do I do that when it comes to this saw? Beveling. So we'll come back here. This is where your bevel lock is located here on the saw. And you're going to go 45. Now, actually, there's another button here. Matt, I don't know if you want to come back here to show it. So when you first loosen this, you have another button here. You're only going to be able to bevel one way. If you try to go the other way, it's already locked. All you got to do is pull this out, go a little bit one way, pull this out, and it's stepped. Then it will allow you to bevel. And that stops actually at 33.9. If you go back a little bit again, pull this out again on the step here, then you can go past, all right, and do a larger degree of angle on this. All right, the other things you have here are stops. So you have 22.5, automatically hits that. Again, quick. 33.9, just flip it out, stop. Don't want to do any of those, come out there, and then again, if you pull this pin, you can see it's free floating right now. It's not stopping at 0 or 45. You pull this pin out again, then it stops. We're at 45, 0, excuse me. You can lock it, and if you want to go to your 45, stops, and you can lock it. Now, there's also this right here. If you want to go past 45, you can pull that out. And then, or actually, might show it better the other way here, because I already moved my fence out of the way. And on this side, it's different. So we're going to come up a little bit. It's hard to see, but if you push this in, pops that out, and now I can go up to 48 degrees on here. All right, so again, that is right here. Put it back to stop at 45. Pull this in, and now I'm again at 45 on that. And you can see, because it's a dual bevel, you also have these stops here, 22.5, 33.9 on that side. Also, when we use them, just push them to the front. And then again, 0, it locks back in. And then always make sure to turn this back. All right, I think that's it. I want to show the laser line and the light. So we're going to activate the saw, put the battery on it, and we'll make a quick cut. Like I said, this was really just to really go through functionality, where everything's located, how to adjust things on the saw. All right, tighten the arbor. That's good. Turn this vacuum on. Battery. Safety glasses. So you can see the lights on already here. There's also here, you can just hit it here without pulling the trigger. You get your light, and you can see as you bring the blade down, keep my finger away here, that's your cut line. It's almost making like a negative on the wood there. And if you want to reactivate it, just hit the button again, or you can pull the trigger. Here's our clamp here. And so as the blade's spinning, you can see it does make a much crisper line. With that laser, you can see when the blade is not spinning, it's got the teeth there. But as the blade spins, nice and solid. I think that's it. So again, the new Milwaukee 12-inch dual bevel sliding compound miter saw with one key. Again, the one key, that's for tracking your tools, adjusting the tools. You can also lock it out. More information on the website about that. They're putting the one key into a lot of their new tools. Again, I'm Doug with toolnet.com. Thanks for watching.